Hello everyone, my name is Mythic Rage and welcome along to the fourth round of RRC Season 9 here in Istanbul Park. It's a pretty good day, weather is nice, and today should be another good race as we saw many races here before, both in real life and RRC. The last race in Bahrain saw some really good action. Duskia took his third win in a row and Toyota secured their first 1-2 of the season. Maybe this could be the race where the streak ends. Maybe we'll see a different winner. Let's see if they can keep that kind of form as we're nearing the start of qualifying 1. Here is a current look at the drivers' standings top 10. Duskia leads with 30 points. Solaris is second with 18. Morjat is third with 16. Tailfire is fourth with 15. Darkar in fifth with 8. Joint by Formula Sam, also with 8. In seventh, we have the Sleepy Bing Bong with 5. In 8th, we have Louis with 4. And in joint 9th, we have Pizza Ben and Nightsharder Gaming with 3. And for the constructors' standings, Toyota are leading with 45 points. McLaren Mercedes in second with 34. Honda are third with 11. You can see there's a pretty big gap there. You can tell which two teams are fighting for the constructors' title. In fourth, we have BMW Sauber with 9. In fifth, Ferrari with 7. In sixth, we have Super Aguri with 5. In joint seventh, we have Williams and Spiker with 3. And in joint ninth, we have Renault, Red Bull, and Toro Rosso, who are yet to score their first point. Only a few more minutes to go until we begin qualifying 1. Louis will be our first car out on track for Super Aguri. He had a pretty good race, I'd say, last time out. Had some good overtakes, few incidents. But as I said before, we shall see if Tom and Toyota can finally be beaten. The top contenders for that currently are, of course, Solaris, and unfortunately, Morjat has decided to give up his seat, and that is now being taken by Great TB88. So we will see how he does with McLaren in his first race for the team. Let us see who we have here for qualifying. We've got Louis, Tailfire, Nightsharder Gaming, Mavis on Loose driving for Toro Rosso. We've got Sevalant for Renault, and the second Super Aguri driven by F. Josh, Solaris in the McLaren. We've got Poke driving for Renault. We've got Rakes for Spiker. We've got pretty good attendance today. Should be an exciting race. We've got less than 2 minutes until qualifying. We've got 19 drivers here today out of 22. So, like I said, the action today should be pretty good. This track has a load of areas which you can use to get some easy overtakes, considering we've got push to pass this season. And let us see. If you're watching us live right now, place your predictions who you think will be on pole today. I would predict either Solaris or Duskia. Those are, of course, the two most likely contenders for it, as they are first and second in the championship. As for if we have any surprises, I have a feeling for some reason that both Spikers might make it out of Q1. I just personally, I've really liked the Spiker team for some reason. The Spikers are pretty decent this season. They've actually got a pretty good amount of speed compared to the competition. However, in the constructors, they are unfortunately joint 7th with Williams, as I said before, with 3 points. And currently, we are about to start, and off we go for the start of qualifying 1 as Louis begins his flying lap. And we are off. And Tail and Knight are also out for their laps now. And there goes Mavis starting his lap for Toro Rosso. They're carrying some pretty good speed through there. And would like to remind you all that the drivers have only 3 push-to-passes throughout the whole of qualifying. Louis and Tail have both used their boost already in qualifying 1 as F. Josh sets off for his lap. Louis comes around the final corner. And he's used his second boost on the straight. And here comes Tail. And Louis sets a time of 106.9 as Tail comes around the final corner. A bit messy through there as you saw some oversteer. And he comes across the line as Nightshard comes towards the final 2 chicanes and takes the final corner. 108.0 from Tail. That's not the best time. Knight comes across the line as Mavis also comes around the final corner. And 108.6 for Nightshard. Mavis comes across the line. And he sets a 107.5. And this is... Oh, that was not what we wanted to see. Severlant going in reverse to complete his lap. And he's crashed again. I don't think he's making out of Q1. Definitely not. As F. Josh also makes it around the final corner to finish his lap. 15.0 for Severlant. That's definitely not going to get him anywhere. 107.4 for F. Josh. That could get him through to Q2. And next up will be Solaris, the runner-up in the standings as of now. And here he goes. And he is beginning his lap. We shall see how he takes the first corner, if he'll be aggressive or conservative. And was that a bottle? I think he bottled it. As Poke sets off for his lap in the Renault. That wasn't the best first corner for Solaris there. How will Poke deal with his attempts? Pretty clean through there. As Rakes, that's a questionable pit exit from him, and he begins his lap now. And Rakes through the first corner. Triple for Spiker, also beginning his lap. And who will be next to start the lap? That will be Wacky Jack. We shall see how he does. Goes around the final corner to begin his lap. I believe that Solaris... Let's see. And Solaris has disconnected. That we'll see if the stewards will decide to let him have another lap or not. Sleepy Bing Bong for Ferrari is just beginning his lap as Poke is nearing the end of his. Takes the final chicane. That's pretty clean through there. As he comes around the final corner. Good line through there, to be honest with you, as he guns it to the line. To set a 107.5. And now Rakes coming around the final corner for Spiker. That was a little bit... It looked like he didn't want to go too wide. That might affect his lap time. Triple crosses the line. 108.2 for Rakes. As Rakes' teammate Triple comes across the line now. And Wacky Jack coming across to the 106.7 for Triple. That's a pretty good time. Wacky Jack now coming across the line to finish his lap in the Toro Rosso. And he's across the line. With a 111.5, he definitely made a mistake on that lap. That will most likely not get him through to the next session. A Sleepy Bing Bong is now finishing his lap. And across the line to set a 107.0. That could see him through to Q2. Next up, we will see the Honda of Dakar. If you remember the 2007 Earth Dreams livery, this is what we've got here. After him, we will see Great TB88 debuting for McLaren. We'll see where he stacks up against his rivals and against his teammate, most importantly, as Dakar sets off to begin his lap. How will he take turn 1? That's a pretty solid line through there. Not bad at all. And now he's slowly making his way through Sector 1 as Great TV88 begins his first qualifying lap for McLaren. And he takes... And looks like Triple has used all 3 of his boosts on his Q1 lap, so that might not have been the best decision as Boss Terminator begins his lap. After him, we will see now setting off is Pizza Ben in the second Honda. And looks like Dakar didn't take the chicane too well on his lap. And Zitanius is beginning his lap for BMW Sauber. And here comes Dakar for the final 2 hairpins. Final corner. Goes quite wide there. That might have cost him a bit of time. We'll see how his lap goes now as he comes across the line to set a 108.5. Now we've got Great TV here finishing his lap. We'll see how he does against his teammate for McLaren. And gunning it to the line to set. And now 107.8. That's not too bad of a lap for his first time out. Here comes Terminator for Williams. As Pizza Ben is now entering the end of Sector 3. And 108.4 for Terminator, and Dakar is now the cutoff for Q2. Pizza Ben coming across to finish his lap. Same with Zitanius as he comes around the final corner. Pretty nice line through there. What times will they set? 109.4 for Pizza Ben. That's not the best lap you could have had. And Zitanius. And a 108.2 for Zitanius. As we now see that Solaris is back in the game. Zitanius is now the cutoff, and Solaris has come back, and he's going to set his lap now, I believe. After him, we will see Duskia, the current championship leader, the legit Odell for Red Bull, and then Louis for Super Aguri. And the championship leader is now on track. We'll see if he can be fastest in Q1. The answer to which I think could definitely be a yes, as Legit Odell begins his lap. We'll see if this race, driving for Red Bull, if he can score his team's first point in the season so far. They haven't had the best start, as Red Bull, Toro Rosso, and Renault do not have any points on the board yet. And Tom, aka Duskia, is now continuing his lap. Pretty good pace through there. And waiting to see if Louis is beginning his lap or not. And Solaris now in Sector 3 for the final 2 hairpins. Pretty good line through there. Final corner. Nice and tidy. We'll see where he goes from here. Solaris across the line for McLaren as Duskia is entering the end. 108.9 for Solaris. And now Duskia is finishing his lap. We'll see if he can be fastest in qualifying 1. And he sets a 106.8. That's a pretty good time. As now the legit Odell is finishing his lap for Red Bull. Full throttle to the line. And he will set, presumably a 1 minute, 108.5. That's a decent lap, I'd say. And he set the exact same lap as Dakar. And is that... I presume that's the end of Q1, unless Louis is coming to do a lap. And that is the end of Q1. Hello and welcome back as we are now in Q2 as F Josh is on his lap, as well as now we've got Triple. We've also got Louis on track in the Super Aguri. We shall see if they can make it to Q3. And Tail is beginning his lap. Louis taking the chicanes after turn 8. Looks all okay there. He's coming out to finish Sector 3 as Rakes begins his lap for Spiker. And Louis for the double hairpin. Not bad line to there. Really close to the wall. He's taking a lot of risks here. And from the final corner, he's gunning it to the line. Can we have a Super Aguri in Q3? As F Josh, the second Super Aguri, is finishing his lap. A bit slow through there. And final corner. And F Josh to the line to set a 1:08.5 for F Josh as Triple. And now Triple finishing his lap. 1:07.8. Now we have Louis has now used all of his boosts, and Tail is now finishing his lap for Toyota. 1:07.6. That's not a bad lap at all. Now we've got Rakes all quite slowly there through the first of the double hairpins as he comes around the final corner. Nice and tidy through there. Will he be in for a shot at pole position for Spiker? 1:08.65. I'm not too sure he can get to Q3 with that time. Up next, we have Great TB. And currently, Rakes is the cutoff for Q3. So it's not looking too good for the Spiker driver. Next, we will see Great TB88, the rookie in the McLaren. We'll see if he can get into Q3 for his first RRC appearance as he begins his lap through turn 1. Pretty clean through there. Sleepy Bing Bong starting his lap for Ferrari. And after Sleepy, we will have the current championship leader, Duskia. And Duskia is beginning his lap. Not too sure about that line, but doesn't matter. He hasn't started his lap yet. And through the first corner. And through the first corner goes Tom. Really clean through there. He's taking some pretty clean lines through for this lap. As Mavis for Toros is beginning his. Dusky is just giving it absolutely everything. And is now coming through turn 8. Great is now coming around the final corner for McLaren. As Sleepy starting to get close to the double hairpins. Duskia taking the hairpins after turn 8. 1:07.2 for Great. That could see him into Q3. As Sleepy Bing Bong hits the wall, that might cost him his place in Q3. As now we've got Duskia coming around for the double hairpins. 1:08 flat for Bing Bong, as now we have Duskia coming around the final corner. Current championship leader. Will he get through to Q3? Most likely, but we shall see. 1:06.2 using a boost on that lap. That's a very good showing from Duskia. As now we have the Renault of I believe that is Poke. 1:09.1. He is definitely not making it through. Now we've got Mavis for Toro Rosso. The current cutoff is a 1:08 flat. And Mavis sets exactly the time of the cutoff, so we will see if he gets in or not. And I believe that is the end of Q2. And Diogo does not make it to Q3. Looks like More disappointment for Toro Rosso. Four races so far. Their season isn't going too well at the moment. And we can now see the drivers who made it into Q3 lining up at the end of the pits. Well, 3 of them. So, Lewis, or Louis, whatever you want to call him, and Triple have no more boost to use for Q3. That might just that lowers their chance of being on pole even further, as I missed the start of Duskier's lap, and Triple is now pulling out for Spiker. Duskier's going through turn 7 now, getting close to turn 8. Some very good lines through there. Taking absolutely no prisoners today. This could be the pole lap, as Great TB's beginning his. Made it into Q3 in his first appearance. Good job from him. As we now have... And Duskier has used another boost on his lap. He's used all of his boosts now, and he's coming around for the double hairpins. Pretty good line. Very close to the wall, taking risks, but that's what we like to see from fast drivers. Very close there. Guns it to the line. This could be pole position right here. And Duskier to set a 1:05.3. That is a ridiculously fast time. I highly doubt the other drivers will be able to match that. As Louis comes around the final corner, a little bit messy there. And where will he stack up for Super Aguri? 1:08.5. That's nowhere near the current provisional pole time, as Triple comes around the final corner, hits the wall. That could definitely cost a bit of time through there, as Great TB's coming around the final corner, very clean. 1:12.7, so no chance for Triple to get any higher up the grid. Triple setting his lap. 1:06.7 for Great. That's a pretty good result for him, as Tail is coming around the final corner now. Via the last participant of Q3. To set a 1:09.7, so Duskier, for the 4th race in a row, takes pole position. And we have a Super Aguri in P3 as well, so very good job from Louis, fending off a lot of faster cars. But Duskier takes pole, fourth time in a row this season. So far, his pole rate is 100%. Let's see if he can carry that through to win today and further extend his championship lead to have 40 points. Maybe we will see a McLaren winning their first race today. Who knows? But we will now start to get ready for the race. We'll now see you at the race later. Welcome back here in Istanbul Park, Turkey, as we prepare for the fourth round of RRC Season 9. Istanbul Park is made up of 14 corners, 8 of which go to the left, 6 to the right. The most famous, of course, being Turn 8, a very high-speed left-hander, which provides good passing opportunities for our contestants today, especially since we now have push to pass this season. And I have a feeling we will see a lot of action going through Turn 8, just like we did when Formula 1 used to race here in real life. The drivers are now gridding up, and the final driver is doing his outlap. And we are now almost at the start of the Grand Prix. We're just waiting for Nightsharder Gaming to complete his outlap and line up on the grid. And I say that as another driver gets out ready. The order for this race shall be as follows. Duskia is on pole position with a 105.3. In second, we have Great, surprisingly, on his debut in P2 alongside with a 106.7, so you can see quite a bit of a gap there. In third, we have Louis with a 108.5. In fourth, we have a Tail with a 109.7. In fifth, we have Triple with a 112.7 in Q3, not the best time. In sixth, we have Bing Bong with a 108.0. In seventh, we have Diogo, aka Mavison Loose, of a 108.0 as well, setting the exact same time, except Bing Bong did it first. Next, we have F. Josh of a 108.5. We are now going to have the national anthem of Turkey. As we continue the order. Behind F. Josh, we will have Rakes for Spiker of a 108.6. Then we have Poke with a 109.1. Then we have Zetanius with a 108.2, but he didn't make it out of Q3. Then we have Terminator with a 108.4. Darkar with a 108.5. The Legit Odor with a 108.5 as well, but he did that time after Darkar. Then we have Nightsharder with a 108.6. Solaris with a 108.9, who surprisingly didn't make it out of Q1. Then we have Wacky Jack with a 111.5. Definitely made a mistake there. Pizza is in second to last with a 112.4. And in last place for today, we will have Sevalant, who unfortunately could only manage a 115.0, which is 10 seconds slower than the pole time from Duskia. As we are now very close to the start of the Grand Prix. The drivers are ready. The track is certainly ready to see how this goes. I wonder who will win today. Will Tom continue his winning streak, or will we see, finally, a different winner in this season for round 4? Maybe it will be another Toyota 1-2. Maybe this time McLaren will prevail. Who knows? Maybe we'll even see a surprise winner. As looks like 2 drivers got into the wrong grid slot. And now my question is, will we have a clean turn 1, or will there be absolute carnage when we begin? As there was a few times in Turkey in F1. And looks like we've got just a few problems for a few drivers having a few issues for the start of the race. Looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for the start of the race. We apologize for this. Having a few problems between the drivers, but we'll be having the race starting shortly. I'm hoping you guys will be able to stand my commentary. I haven't done it too many times, but I'm hoping I can make this race a bit more entertaining. And who knows, maybe you'll see me commentating for RRC again. And looks like one of the drivers has his seat lag sorted out. As we should be starting soon. The And we will now get ready for the start. This will be 28 laps of 2 pits, pit windows between laps 7 and 14, and the second pit window between 19 and 25. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go for the Turkish Grand Prix. Tom gets a very good start going into turn 1. He's still in the lead. Great takes a very wide line. He can't do much about that as Teo is in P4. And we've had an incident in turn 1. Dakar is now at the back of the grid, and so is Wright. And looks like Jack has spun into a wall as well. Dusk is still holding the lead. We have Teo in second, so it's currently a Toyota 1-2. And Sevelant is facing the wrong way. He is at the back of the grid. Okay, going through turn 8. Him and Dakar are currently putting up the standings of the back. Dusky is just absolutely running away with it as of now. Teo is in P2, and we have a battle going on between Louis and Great for P3. As Teo, not the cleanest line from Great. Bit of an incident there between him and Louis. Sleepy Bing Bong uses that to get P3 for Ferrari. Will he be overtaken on this straight coming down to the double hairpin? It's too wide for the corner. And the Great's gone wide as he rejoins, and he's off the track. And there's so much carnage. And Great is off. Great has gone off. He is now in P7 or 6. I can't tell. I'm very sorry. Duskia is currently still leading the race, and Toyota are firmly in control. And to my surprise, we've got a Toro Rosso in 3rd place. That would be Mabis on loose. We've got Sleeper Bing Bong for Ferrari in 4th. Taking some very interesting lines there. Then we've got, let's see. Looks like we've got a battle between Night Sharder and Pizza, and there's been an incident there. I'm sure the stewards will have two looks at that. Lap 2, and Duskia is still firmly in control. Toyota taking absolutely no prisoners today, as we now have Louis chasing Triple for P5. And looks like this field is starting to spread out a little bit, as Duskia is still firmly in control, followed by his teammate. And currently, Mavis for Toro Rosso is still holding P3, but for how long? Because his car is not very fast on the straights. Looks like we've got a bit of issues for the drivers. We've got a battle between Rakes and Sevelant, and Sevelant hits the wall. Rakes comes out on top. Jack is having a battle with Great. We'll see if the new McLaren driver can beat the Toro Rosso. And not the cleanest through there. That was pretty close. And Jack's into the wall. Will he rejoin safely? Or Great's going wide into the gravel trap. Can he rejoin safely? Very close to Poke there. That was quite dangerous in my opinion. Now going through the second. And Poke and Great into the wall. This will not do well for their race as of now. Duskia is still leading this race pretty confidently as well. Teo in P2 for Toyota. Mavis in P3 for Toro Rosso. We've got Louis battling with Triple. And looking at the back of the grid, we've got Sevelant fighting Night Sharder. It's Renault versus Williams into turn 1. We'll see if Sevelant and Knight can stay clean through here. Pretty good lines from both of them. Dakar goes a bit wide there. Not much he can do as he's currently in P19 in last position. As we now have Duskia with a very, very big gap to his Toyota teammate. Mavis still holding P3, but Sleepy is catching up pretty quickly. We shall see if he will use his push to pass to try and get ahead of the Toro Rosso driver. Now let's focus on the battle for 5th between Triple and Louis. It's Spiker against Super Aguri. And going through the double hairpin, what will happen here? Triple taking a pretty good line. Louis following closely behind. Pretty good lines through there. Coming in to start their 6th lap, both of them. Through turn 1. A bit wide from Triple. Lewis's Super Aguri teammate F-Josh is starting to close in on him as they go towards the. Oh, that was a bit. That was a bit wide from Triple there. As they now go through towards turn 7. Will Louis go for a move down the inside? No, he won't. He's staying behind. A little bit of lag there from. Hopefully, it won't affect F-Josh too much. They go through turn 8. Louis still giving chase to the spiker. Will he use his push to pass? Maybe on the next straight as they go through the second hairpin. Good lines through there all around. F-Josh trying his best to keep up with his teammate. Louis using his push to pass. Will he make a move here into the final, into the double hairpin? They're side by side. Triple's uses his push to pass as well. This will be very interesting to see what happens. As Triple is still retaining P5. Louis still doing his best to try and overtake him. The pit window has now opened, and Tail and Zetanius are both in for their stops. Good speed. None of them are going to get a penalty. As Terminator comes in as well. No one speeding so far into the pits. We've got Terminator, Legit, Knight, and a Honda in the pits. I believe that's Pizza. And, that wasn't the best stop for, I believe that's Pizza then, as Night Sharder pulls into his garage. I think he's going to retire. Yeah, I think Night Sharder has decided to retire. Yeah, and unfortunately, we've got our first retirement of the race. Night Sharder for Williams has decided to pull out of the race. As we now have Duskia still with a huge lead. Mavis on loose for Toro Rosso is now being closely followed by the Ferrari of Sleepy as Mavis pulls into the pits. Triple is now also into the pits. Good speed. And F-Josh now coming in to jump Mavis through the pit stops. Duskia still with his huge advantage. No one is even getting close to him. He is controlling this race, and he is controlling it firmly. And there's not much the others can do as of now. As we continue to look at the people who are pitting, Great is in. So is Severlant, and that would be Knight's car over there. Good speed from them. No one's getting penalties for now. As Legit jumps Severlant through the pits, but he is, of course, yet to pit. As Pizza is now following them behind. And I believe now Duskia is about to lap Pizza, Severlant, and Legit. So it's only lap 9, and we will already see someone getting lapped. As we now, let's focus on the battle between the Super Aguris, Louis and F-Josh, who are pretty close to each other as they begin their 8th lap. Pretty clean through there. There's not the field is spread out a bit. It's pretty close as Rakes and Poke are pitting. So is Darkar. And Darkar has sped into the pit lane. I believe that will be I think it will be a 1 or 3. I think it will be a 3-second penalty. As Poke goes straight into the side of Darkar. And that will not do well for any of them. Rikes as well, who had to stop to not collide with them. Let us see if there's any more action going out on track. And now Duskia is about to lap Severlant. I'm sure he's receiving blue flags by now, or will be very soon. Current order is Duskia in P1, Sleepy in 2nd, and Severlant goes very wide through there. As, I think Severlant might have to blue flag for Duskia very soon. This is looking quite dangerous now. It's getting a bit of lag through there. And Severlant lets Duskia through. Pizza then will be lapped next. And we've got Poke at the side of the track for some reason. Let's see if there's any more action down the field. We've got Jack for Toro Rosso fighting with Great, I believe. Yes, that's for position. That's for P10. Not the best outcome for Great so far, making mistakes in the early laps. Pit window closes in 4 laps. So yet to stop are Louis, so Solaris. Both the Super Agrees have not pit, and we have Solaris who hasn't stopped either. As Tom makes his stop, he's coming out on the pits now. Sleepy is getting quite close. Sleepy has not pitted either, and Sleepy has binned it. Sleepy's binned it going through turn 1. He is close to Duskia, however, he has not pitted, so Duskia will, of course, still have the net race lead. And we have now got Rakes and Legit fighting for P13. And we now have Great going around the outside of Jack, and he has passed. The speed of the McLaren compared to the Toro Rosso is very clear. And Great, not the cleanest exit to that corner, but he is ahead. That is P10 for Great. That's a pretty good overtake. We'll see if Jack can counter through some of the slower sections. Because, of course, on the straight, the McLaren is head and shoulders above the Toro Rosso, which team has not scored any points yet. We've got Rakes and Legit fighting for P13 still. And Legit bins it, and Rakes is... So will Pizza Ben, but he has a lap down. No, Pizza Ben is still behind. Rakes, I'm sure he saw that incident and said, "Thank you very much, I'll have that." He is now in 13th place for Spiker. Great and Jack are still going at it. I believe Jack has used his push to pass. I think so. And they're very close to each other. Very, very close as they go. Oh, and Jack's made a bit of a mistake as they go through the final corner on the home straight. Great is still ahead, but I have a feeling that Jack can still sense blood in the water, and he wants P10 back. We've got Zetanius and F. Josh fighting for position. That will be for... let me see. Very sorry for this, guys. Yeah, they're fighting pretty closely, but now Zetanius has backed off a bit. Maybe he made a mistake. Josh is currently in P7, I believe. Zetanius is still keeping on, and we'll see if he uses his push to pass on the next straight. As they go through the second hairpin. F just pretty clean through there, so is Zetanius. Rakes and Legit still going at it. Legit's clearly wanting P13 back after his mistake. He's getting close. We'll see if he'll try and make a strange move for the second hairpin. Rakes going pretty well through there, so is Legit. Will he use his push to pass? The answer for that, I think, is no. It doesn't look like he's used it. As the pit window closes next lap, Great has started to run away from Jack now, who takes a pretty wide line through turn 1. And now we've got some action going between... we've still got Solaris, Bing Bong, and I believe it's Louis who still have to pit, and they're going to have to do that next lap. As we now have Poke and Legit fighting for P14. And Louis has pitted. He's coming to the pits. He has not sped into the pits, so that's good for him. And Legit has come in, I believe. I'm sorry, he has not. Legit is still going for P14, trying to defend it from Poke and the Renault, who seem to have made a bit of a mistake coming through the second hairpin. We'll see if he uses push to pass for this double hairpin for Sector 3. Rakes has completely got himself out of Legit's line of sight. And I see that Louis has jumped triple through the pit stops, so that was some good strategy from him. Down the order, we've still got Poke. And Poke and Legit are still fighting, and that was a mistake there, as I believe they collided. Might have been some lag involved. And look, and I believe it was either lag or poke hit the wall going through turn 1. Pizza Man is now drawing in on the Renault. We'll see if he can get closer. It's really starting to spice up now at the back of the field. They're going through turn 7 now. And Pizza, oh, that was very close to poke. We'll see how they go through turn 8. Round the round the fast corner they go. Can he make... And Pizza's made a bit of a mistake there. I saw him go a bit slower. We'll see if Poke can make up the gap he lost to Legit, as they now come in towards Sector 3. Pizza has lost a bit of time to both Poke. And let's look around the field again. And we've now got Zitanius, Louis, and Great all fighting for position. This is for P9. We'll see if Zitanius can get himself closer to F Josh, in which case that will be a battle for the final point on offer. Remember, old rules, it's top 8 for points, with 8 for getting 1. And we could see a good battle develop here between Zitanius, Louis, and Great, who should have the advantage on this straight. And Great is drawing in towards Louis. We made a bit of a mistake there. We've now got the double hairpin, and Louis is a bit slow through there as the McLaren draws closer towards his car. And Great's looking like he's going to eye up and move into turn 1. We'll see what happens. Louis or Great. Who will come out on top? Down the inside goes Great, and does he make the move stick? We shall see, as they're very close to each other. Louis getting on the grass. We'll see how they go through this. And Louis Louis trying to make a very good move through there, as he makes a mistake and loses more ground to Great in the McLaren. That was a pretty good overtake from the McLaren driver. Josh has just been caught by Zitanius. This is the battle for the points. Super Aguri versus BMW Sauber. Going towards the second hairpin. And I have a feeling that they might be going through this corner pretty close to each other. No, F Josh is now drawing a bit further away from Zitanius, as I believe he's just pushed the pass. He's getting really close to him for the double hairpin. And is he going to make a move down the inside? He will. Will he make it stick? And looks like there was a bit of a collision there between them, as Great comes very close to F Josh. Zitanius is now ahead of Josh, as he is now in contention for the final point, as Triple hits the wall of turn 1. We'll see if the Sauber has more speed on the Spiker. Slow corner, and Great seems to be catching the Super Aguri of F Josh again, considering that the McLaren is one of the fastest cars on the grid. And go through turn 7. Triple and Zitanius still pretty close. So are F Josh and Triple. Round turn 8 we go. Louis and Jackback also getting to the mix between each other. We'll see if anyone can eye up a move into the second hairpin. Pretty good lines through there. Triple getting very close to the wall, as Great makes a bit of a mistake. Loses, as Louis is now getting close to him. Will he use his push to pass? And Louis has binned it. Louis has binned it into the wall. He's dropped 2 positions now. Rob has just overtaken Triple. Very good move from the Sauber driver. And Great's been taken out. Great has been taken out. That move will definitely be investigated after the race. I'm not too sure that it was a very fair move from Triple, as now Great is all over Jack, and so is Louis. They're going too wide into this corner. Very, very close together, and a very good move from Great. And, this is getting very spicy now, as Great is going down towards turn 7, side by side with Louis. What will happen as they go through this corner? Louis gets ahead. Very good overtake from him. Round turn 8 we go. Can the McLaren get the edge on speed on the Super Aguri? Jack's very close. Jarek's very, very close to Great now, as I think they came together. Very close. And Jack's been spun around. Jack has been spun. This race is definitely not disappointing us so far, as Louis has now got Great all over him for the double hairpin. Great eyeing up a move to the inside, and pretty clean through there so far. Louis still holding on to 11th place. And Triple is starting to close in on F. Josh slowly again. And Louis and Great and Jack are still at it. Jack hits the wall. He is no longer in contention for P10. As now Great and Louis are still fighting between each other. Louis Angak moving to the inside. And he's gone a bit wide there. Definitely lost some time through that corner. Coming down towards turn 7 again. This seems to be a popular place for drivers to eye up moves to the inside. Great. Takes a good line. So does Louis. Turn 8 once again as we begin lap 20. Pit window has been open for 1 lap now. We'll see who makes their stop first. As Great is beginning to pull away from Louis. Jack is getting into the mix as well. Great, very, very close to the walls. We shall see. Into the pits comes Dakar, and he's going to come back onto the track in 18th place. He has been a lap down now. Drac going through turn 1, aka Solaris, in 4th place. Who else will be pitting? Triple is into the pits, so is Louis. Good speed. We'll see who gets ahead on pit stops. And will this be a good stop for both drivers? Triple is ahead on pit stops. Anyone else pitting this lap? Not as of now. Rakes overtakes his teammate, but Rakes has not pitted yet for the second time. Not too much action at the moment. Poke and Pizza are both in for their stop. We'll see who comes out on top. Poke misses his pit box a bit. We'll see if that costs him a bit of time. And he's out of his box, and he is ahead. Pizza Ben not having the best stop imaginable. As Sleepy is now beginning his 21st lap. And just look at the gap between the top 3. Tom, aka Duskia, is just absolutely running away with it. 24 seconds ahead of his teammate, who is then followed by Sleepy in the Ferrari by about a 3-second gap. Let's see if we can find any more action. And there is a bit of action here at the back. Again, Sleepy makes a bit of a mistake trying to meddle with the back markers, who should be letting him through now. The 2 Hondas of Pizza Ben and Dakar not having the best races. I believe they are getting their blue flags now, or should be getting them soon. Can we find any more action down the field as more drivers are coming in for their stop? Jack has just completed his, and Duskia has just lapped Louis and Jack. Terminator in for his stop, and so is Sevalant for Renault. We've got some action at the back of the pack once again, as Poke and Pizza are close to each other once again. We'll see if they can give us any more action to this already very exciting Grand Prix. As now we see Great is back at it again, chasing Triple for P10. Pretty good lines through, nothing to complain about. And Duskia is now coming on very close to Great and Triple. They are definitely going to have to let him by soon, because they won't be able to hold him up much longer. Triple is now getting very close to his teammate Rakes, who still has not pitted. As Duskia comes in for his stop, will he speed? No, very good speed from the race leader and championship leader as of now. Louis makes a bit of a mistake, as Jack is now onto the back of him. Poke and Sevalant still very close to each other. Bing Bong should be lapping the 2 Renault drivers very soon, as the 2 Renaults are squabbling for P15. Can Sev defend his position from his Renault teammate? Goes a bit wide, they're not the best line, and the 2 Renaults have Poke into the gravel trap. This is the second time the Renaults have come together, and I'm sure that the meeting after the race will not be very relaxed, will we say. Solaris and Sleepy both into the pits. We'll see which driver has the better stop and who comes out on strategy. And Solaris is still ahead of Sleepy on pit stops. I cannot believe that the Renault drivers have come together for the second time this race. They're still very close together. as we'll see if Poke eyes up a move in through turn 8. Severlin's gone wide onto the gravel trap. We'll see if Poke can take an advantage from this. Round the outside of turn 8, and Poke is currently through. Will this hold, though? Severlin goes wide once again. Not the best race for him. To 2 laps until the pit window closes. The Renaults are still very close together. A bit of distance separating the 2 Hondas of Dakar and Pizza Ben, as they hold. Pizza holds P17 and Dakar is in last in 18th place. We are now on the 24th lap, and we've got Legit and Tail both in for their second pit stops. Let us see if we've got more action down the field. Rakes is close to Terminator as they go through turn 7. The Williams and the Spiker engaging in a fierce battle for P12. Terminator going a little bit wide there onto the AstroTurf there. Will Rakes up and move on to the inside? No, he will not. But oh, what a move! He's very, very close to him. Very, very, very close. This is not. And Terminator's used push to pass. Will he keep his position as they go through the double hairpins? Rakes round the outside. Still staying behind him as Rakes making a bit of a mistake there. I'm not sure if that was his bad or if Terminator blocked him a bit and he wanted to avoid a collision. As now the 2 Hondas are attacking Severlant. Will they eye up a move into the double hairpin? And Pizza and Dakar, the 2 Renaults. There's more collisions between teammates happening here. And Dakar is now in P17. Oh, so much tension between teammates here as Duskia laps Rakes. We've now got Zetanius, Triple, and Great all fighting for P7. Triple is now coming down the inside of Triple, and Great made a mistake. He is now at the back into the gravel trap. Not a very good race for him. He got P2 in qualifying, but this race really is not working for him as he is now out of the points. Out of the points goes a McLaren. Bit of a shame there. Dakar is still chasing Severlant, who is now in P15 as Poke has overtaken him. We've got a bit of action between Jack and Louis as they go through turn 5 into turn 6. Jack is still holding position, but maybe Louis can eye up and move down the inside if he's got enough speed. He hasn't. Maybe turn 8 will serve him a better opportunity for a pass. Jack's still holding P10. Louis in the Super Aguri really wanting to get a good finish, of course. And there's been another incident between Triple and Great TB88, and Great is into the wall once again. I did not see that incident, but I have a feeling that Triple might be investigated for the second time. As now we've still got action between Jack and Louis going down to the double hairpin. Bit of a mistake from Louis going a bit slow through there. Onto the home straight. Dusky about to lap Terminator, sorry. I'm sure he'll have to do it on the home stretch. Dusky coming around the final corner, and Terminator makes the right decision to let him go. But I think he should give him a bit more of a gap since he is the race leader. We've got more action on Dakar. I'm very sorry, Dakar 7 now. He is into P14 or 13, I believe. Ahead of both Renaults. Great is still battling with Triple and F. Josh, as Whackjack has now gotten ahead of Louis. F. Josh and Great TB now fighting for P8. This is the battle for the point. Great has now used push to pass. Let's see if he can catch Triple as well and move on to P7. Josh. Oh, Gray has taken out Josh. That was not a very good move for him. And Louis off as well. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or if Jack forced him off the track. There's so much action going on here. I am loving this Grand Prix. 2 laps to go. And looks like Duskia absolutely on it today, about to take his soon to take his 4th win of this season and 4th in a row, and 4th in a row for Toyota. We'll see if Teo can make it a 1-2, as we've still got action at the back of the pack with Dakar and Sevalant. I believe most drivers have already used all of their push to passes. And Bing Bong has 2 push to passes left. Sevalant has 1. And now we've got a battle for P4. We've got Bing Bong, who takes a pretty compromised line through there. I am sure he's now focusing on trying to lap the back markers of Pizza Ben, and Mavis is in P3. We'll see if... And Pizza's taken out Bing Bong. He has crossed over his line, and Solaris gets taken out. Solaris now into the gravel trap, gets ahead of Bing Bong. I am certain that Pizza will be investigated for that incident. Not very good driving from him, blocking... Bing Bong does have another push to pass, but he's made another mistake trying to take Solaris. Can we find any more action on the field? We've got more at the back, and Rakes has been overtaken by Terminator. Sevalant, and Sevalant's about to be lapped by Teo. He's definitely going to have to let him go now. We're now on the last lap of the Grand Prix. Sevalant lets Teo pass, and Poke is now all over Sevalant still. The Renaults are still fighting for position. Bing Bong's catching Solaris here. I'm sure he's used his push to pass by now. Onto the home straight. Onto the home straight. We'll see how they go on the final lap of the race. Will Solaris make... And Sleepy's made a mistake going through the first corner. And now in the double hairpin, Dusk is coming around to win his 4th race of the season. 4th in a row for Toyota. And there it is. Tom takes the victory in the Turkish Grand Prix. And now, I'm very sorry, but we have to go back to the battle between Sleepy and Solaris as they battle for the 4th position. Sleepy is still behind. Can Pizza not get lapped? We shall see. Solaris still keeping the Ferrari behind him. We'll see if Bing Bong does not have his boost anymore. He used it earlier. We'll see if he can make a suicidal move into the double hairpin. They go through, and Bing Bong's a bit slow through there. Looks like Solaris is going to hold P4, and he looks like he will. Solaris taking P4 and Sleepy P5. Legit will finish. And Triple has been overtaken by Great on the corner. And Great has taken P7. That's a pretty good finish from him. And the final point of the race was secured by Triple. F Judge finishing in P9, Whackjack in P10, and Louis 11th. That was a very good race as we now move to the podium. That was yet another Toyota 1-2, the second Toyota 1-2 in a row, coming off the back of Bahrain. And I'm sure that Tom, aka Duskia, is delighted to have won yet another race in his trusty Toyota. Some very good action today. And that was a very good Grand Prix. We'll be back very shortly with interviews in the press conference room in a few minutes. Right, so we are here in the press conference room post-race, and if anyone would like to answer some of the questions, I'd be more than happy to interview you. Teo, let's begin with you. Congratulations on P2. This is Toyota's second 1-2 in a row, coming off the back of Bahrain. How do you feel that race went for you?
I mean, there's a lot of pressure the whole time. I knew Diogo and Bing Bong and Drake, they were all pretty close at one point, so one mess up and could have been P5, but I was glad to hold it together for the P2.
Did you really feel them breathing down your neck for most of the race?
Yes, I did. I genuinely did. I was scared.
Right, so obviously this is the last season with this current era of cars. Next we will have 2014 to 2016. Is there any particular teams that you'd like to drive for?
Preferably a top team. I'd like to keep my up there at the top, hopefully. So yeah. We'll see what becomes available.
Is the Maranello magic tempting you or not really?
I don't know.
Well, anyways, thank you for your time and congratulations on yet another podium for Toyota.
Cheers.
Next, on to Mavis. Congratulations on P3. That's a very unexpected result for Toro Rosso. How do you feel that race went for you today, and do you think it could have went better?
I mean, if I didn't mess up on the start, I could have overtaken Teo because I still had my 5 PTPs. But apart from that, I think the late track really consolidated my podium. Because I think I would have been overtaken if the wreck with Bing Bong wouldn't have happened really.
Once again, same question. Is there any particular teams you want to drive for season 10?
I mean, I would like to have active teammate really. So I'll be just waiting to see where each one goes, and I would just pop in with one of them now that I have 6 points.
Yeah, of course. I understand what you mean by that. Next, we move on to Sleepy Bing Bong. You got P5 in the end. A very close battle with Solaris towards the end. Do you think you could have improved better this, had a better result this race, or do you think this was the best you could muster?
Hell yeah, I could have improved. I could have been third, but I mean Honda drivers and one particular Renault driver is an idiot. So
It's best not we. It's best not that we do this in the interview. But moving on, what team are you looking forward to driving with in season 10, or do you just want an active teammate like Mavis?
Same as Mavis, but I mean top team maybe like Williams. I don't know really.
Yeah, to be honest, in that time period they weren't too bad. Moving on to Zetanius, P6, pretty solid result for you today. Some more points on the board for BMW Sauber. Do you think this race could have gone a bit better for you, or do you think that you were a bit lucky in the end?
I was very lucky in the end. Obviously, Louis and stuff being taken out ahead. It was the best result I probably could have got because of my pace here, but you know, P6 is alright, and I'll take it. So, yeah.
Completely understandable. Thank you very much for your time, guys, and hope to see you next week for round 5 of the season.
Zeus.
I want a question. Yeah.
Or should we get back?
I mean, we came really far. We came really far down. Doesn't matter.